YouTube. You guys, I have honestly missed y'all. I have seen y'all's comments. They come directly to my phone, and I gotta say, I feel terribly bad for not posting a video sooner than what I have promised. I'm sorry. I take full responsibility for that. But let me let you guys know what's been going on with me, and maybe you'll have some sympathy. Alright, so when I did my first videos, I was just starting off in nursing school. Struggling, not really getting the hang of things. Sorry. Anyway, struggling, not really getting the hang of things. In my first video, I was saying how I found a new method and blah, blah, blah. Don't get me wrong, that method worked. But I finished my first semester of nursing school. I went on to my second, where I did, it was basically about perioperative stages, pre-op, perioperative, and post-op, and it had to do with a lot of surgeries and removals and stuff like that, learning how to deal with the patient after, before, and during surgery. Did I just lick my tongue out? Sorry. Anyway, then I went on to, what was the next class? Maternity. Learned about the whole pregnancy process, and, didn't get to see a birth in clinical, because all the patients refused, but I don't think L&D is my niche anyway. I didn't fall in love with the subject and decide, oh, I want to do L&D, I want to deliver babies. I didn't get that feel. Some people do. And after maternity, I went on to psych. I did pharmacology as well. I went on to psych. I did my psychiatric clinicals at a veterans hospital. Definitely a good experience. So I have progressed ever since my last video, but I have also had a setback. I got into this class. It's a med-surg class, but it is considered in my nursing program part 1 of med-surg. I've been hearing about this class ever since I was in since before in my surgical nursing class or whatever. And they have been saying how hard this class was and blah, blah, blah. And everything that they said about this class was basically true. Even on my first day of class, the instructor, she said, just want to let you know everything that you've heard about this class is true. Even about me. Whatever you heard is true. And she wasn't playing. Anyway, I did well in that class. Well, for a period of time. Anyway, this class was different. It was basically touched on a lot of chronic diseases. And chronic diseases, hypertension, diabetes, endocrine disorders, heart diseases, and that sort of thing. And it was intense, I can't lie. We had 5 tests. The first 2 tests were 15%. Not together, but each one. First one was 15, the second one was 15. The third test, which was our midterm, was 25%. The fourth test was, I feel like I need to do this. The fourth test was 20%. And then the last test, which was the final, which was cumulative, was 25. Which was very different from my past classes, because in most nursing schools you have 4 tests, and that's it. And you have to get at least an 80 or better in order to be considered as passing. But this class was different. Anyway, what basically happened was, to make a long story short, I passed the first test. I was like, okay. I impressed myself, I can't lie. I passed the second test. I was even more impressed with myself. I can't lie. I passed the midterm with a B. Now I was just like floating. My head was probably about this big. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm just really getting the hang of this nursing thing. And maybe I don't have to work as hard as I did to get these passing grades. That's where you go wrong, okay? Never, ever, ever slack off in nursing school. I don't care what you're doing in life. Never slack off. The same thing that you did to get there is the same thing that you have to do to get you to the end. So, and that's what my downfall was. And it was some other factors as well. I got overwhelmed. This was the first time that we got 2 patients in the clinical setting. So that means more paperwork. That means 2 care plans a week. And we also had to get 2 satisfactory care plans by the end of the semester. And my classes are only 8 weeks long. You had to get 2 satisfactory care plans in order to pass clinical. And in my program, I'm not sure about yours, you have to pass clinical in order to progress, in order to move on. If you fail clinical, you fail the class. And it goes the other way around as well. If you fail the class, you fail clinical, you got to take it over again. So anyway, I got overwhelmed with the amount of paperwork. I can't lie. It took me a while to get 2 stat care plans. I probably had gotten to almost the week of the finals, and I still did not have 1 stat care plan. Nobody in nursing school likes to do care plans, and I'm definitely one of them. So that's basically what happened with me, guys. I got overwhelmed. I wasn't really thinking about YouTube and posting videos because my stress level was through the roof. I did reply back to some of you guys, but as far as me thinking that I even had the slightest amount of time to make a video, that must have been my dog. I thought I heard something. But anyway, me thinking that I had the slightest bit of time to make a video, that just was not, I couldn't see that in my future. At least not until I got over taking that class. So anyway, Archie, is that you scaring me? Come here. You want to say hi to YouTube? This is my little bad min pen that smells. Oh. Oof. Anyway, sorry about that. But so basically, right now where I'm at, I'm back in 109, which is chronic diseases. And I mean, it's been since what, August that I've taken this class, so it has been a couple months. So everything is not just like falling back into place. It's not like it's all that easy. It's not like, oh, I remember this test. No, the tests are completely different. But you know, I feel like everything happens for a reason. And sometimes, I don't know if y'all believe in God, but I do. You know, excuse me. Sometimes he believes in certain things happening for you in a certain season. If I would not have failed this class the first time, I would have been graduating in March. So I would have been graduating next month. Do I feel like I was competent enough to be graduating right now? Yes and no. I feel like the second time around with taking this class, as far as being in a clinical setting and as far as relearning about chronic diseases, which I'm going to see more than anything, almost half of your patients are going to have hypertension, diabetes, and those are some really important diseases to be pretty competent about.